more. We're calving on the farm right now. We're going to talk about our calving monitor, the Moo Call calving sensor. This really neat tail monitor was developed in Europe.
Ireland. Yeah.
I think you're right. It's
Irish.
Ireland. Yeah, it is Ireland. Yeah. It's like when you call the tech support, they're very Irish.
Hope so. In Ireland and all. Not Canadian or something.
We need to start over.
Anyways, that thing's pretty sweet. It sends us a text message when the cows are having contractions. It mounts right on their tail, and somehow it senses contractions through their spine. When they get a bunch of them, it'll send us a text message to both our phones, or however many phones we program into it, to alert saying cow, whatever it is sitting on, is having high activity in the last hour. And then we usually take that first one as alright, get kind of prepared, and then we'll get a second one probably an hour later or so, and that one is the one that'll go down, and she'll be in for sure labor, where hopefully there's 2 calf feet sticking out in the right form, like they should be. Sometimes they're not. It's part of it. But we always wait for the second one, because generally the second one is when the calf is coming.
Yeah. So that's really nice because it gives you kind of like that, alright, the tail, you put the tail monitor on a cow that you're concerned over her calving.
First time heifer or something like that.
Yep. Or a high value calf, an animal that's an embryo calf, or just a high value calf, whatever reasoning that you have, or just because you have the tail monitor and you want to put it on. So you can keep it on for a couple days at a time. You don't want it too tight because it will cut off the circulation and you won't be able to monitor well anyway. You don't want to cut off the circulation. And then it senses the contractions like Kevin was saying, but being able to get the multiple text messages, and typically you do get them early enough where they're not in high active labor where they're pushing the calf out. It's usually that they're swishing their tail a lot, they're moving around. You'll see them definitely in labor, but in the early stages. So we have a little cheat sheet that we created that we can share with anybody that's interested, that kind of talks about what to watch for as they're coming into labor. And that's kind of all of our information, tips, and tricks that we made into.
So a good thing about that tail monitor that Moo Call makes is that if we can't be right in the barn 100% of the time when these calves are coming, we can stick that on a cow, like you said, either a cow that we want to pay attention to because we got a lot of money invested in that calf, or it's a first timer and we've been having issues with a couple other cows first timers having big calves or something like that. We want to make sure that we're right there when we can. It sends us the 2 text messages, and the best part about that is it creates a situation for that cow where we're not standing there watching her walk around and stressing her out. She's pacing and getting up and down, trying to deal, because calving messes with their brain, the cow's brain. It sends hormones to their brains, makes them do crazy things. They can get crazy real easy. So if we're not in the picture, we're not standing there watching her try and have this calf, she can relax, she can lay down, and she doesn't have to worry about that. But at the same time, we can still monitor her and how she's progressing through this labor process. And it creates less stress for us, because you can kind of sit back and you can just depend on that thing, and it does work. It works. I don't know of a time where it has sent us the wrong messages.
No. Well, I think I have gotten where I've gotten a text message, but it would be like a single text message, and then they probably were having like the Braxton Hicks, like humans have, where they close.
Yeah.
And they probably were having some small like contractions, but they weren't in an active labor. So I think maybe once I've had that.
That's pretty good we've had it for
yeah.
3 years now.
Yeah.
And we've had it through every calving season. It doesn't go on every cow because we can't put one sensor on every single cow. That'd be crazy to have. We only have one sensor. You know, we stick it on our first timers and our cows we want to pay attention to. But a lot of our older cows that have had 2 or 3 calves already, we're not so worried about them. They can they've proven themselves they can handle it. They don't need our 100% attention. But those first ones, it really does increase survivability of the calf, because if there are difficulties in birth, the bag doesn't break or mom doesn't get right up and clean that calf off, it's negative 20 outside. We can be down there, as soon as we get that text message, we know it's coming basically. So we're already prepared. We can go down there. If we have to get the chains on the calf to assist her, we can do that. And it just increases, it's an expense to the farm, but at the same time, you're basically guaranteeing that you're going to have that calf. Hopefully. And your odds are greater that calf's going to survive. So,
I kind of think of it as an alarm clock.
Yeah, basically.
That's usually when it goes off. It's in the middle of the night.
It starts mooing. It doesn't sound like
that's part. It's mooing.
It moves,
I love that it moves as the noise for the alert, and it's like a loud.
Yeah, it's loud. It's hard to sleep through.
Yeah, it wakes you right up. So
just keep moving too until you shut it off. It doesn't stop after like 5.
So the cow is like butt texting us that, hey, I'm having my baby now, and this device is translating from the cow to us to say, okay, the calf is coming. You might want to go check on it, and then I get my alarm clock buzzer going off with a moo and
shoot right down. Luckily for us, our barn is right behind the house, so some farmers, they got to get in the truck and they got to go to the farm. Luckily we can just walk out the back door and walk into the barn and we can check on her. But we still love it. It works great for us. It has for 3 years now. And
if it saves one calf,
it's worth it.
It's worth the cost. That's the rationale in I guess our brain is for $330 for that Moo Call for 1 year, and the text message monitoring is included for that first year. So the first year you invest that larger amount of money, it's going to be included, and then each year after that, $100. Especially in beef farming, it seems like it's sometimes hard to come up with, but
it's even harder to come up with if you didn't have that calf.
Yeah, if it saves one calf,
you're going to sell her as a heifer, which will steer.
And also, how much is your sleep worth? Because I've grown to be able to I've grown to rely on that call monitor. So if it's an animal I'm worried about, it might be weeks of that before I would be checking in the middle of the night once or twice a night, while everybody else in the house is sleeping, and be able to not have to miss out on that sleep. Because when it's cold out and you go and you get all your stuff on and you go down to the barn and it's cold and you check on things, you come back, it's not like you can fall asleep in 5 minutes. It's going to take a while to be able to fall back to sleep. And you set your alarm to check again in another 3 hours, and then it's time to get up for the day. Although I usually stay up late at night, usually fall asleep early, but you're up early, so you get the early morning checks and I get the late night checks, and then usually I go down if the cat monitor goes off, or if I just can't sleep and I feel like I need to check on things. So it's
so if you're on the fence about a Moo Call, we recommend it. I think hands down.
Your cow's
a small farm or a big farm, losing one calf can mean the difference in success and failures.
Your cows really want to butt dial you. So.
If you want to get text messages from your cows in the middle of the night.
To each their own.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. Plus, the Moo Call comes with a whole program too, where you can put your whole herd in there, and you can update the information on, calving history and stuff like that. And you can pull it all up and look at how many, if you put the weights and the calves in there. You can basically do EPDs right in it too, can't you?
So it's a good data record keeping app that whether or not you have a Moo Call monitor, you can still download their app and use it. But it's a great record keeping app, and you can't send in your registrations or your EPD information from the Moo Call app to the Angus registry, but you can store the information you need right off your phone, so that when it does come time to register your calves, you've got it in one place right on your phone. You can do that without too much fuss. Record keeping apps, there's a lot of them out there, and Moo Call, in my opinion, has the best one that I've tried. Not that I've tried all of them, but it's probably the best one.
Pen and paper is pretty reliable too.
Yeah.
But it's handy being able to just pull it up on your phone.
Books. That's good. So thumbs up to Moo Call cabin.
Yeah. Maybe in our next video we'll talk about our heat detector. Stay tuned.